This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on this snowy Tuesday. I'm Tito. Bobby Carpenter, my left. Big Mo on the other side of the glass there. Bobby, how are you today, my friend? Kind of a, you and I are fairly close as far as to the studio, but still quite the commute.
Not bad. It took me a little over 10 minutes to get in. As long as people aren't in my way, I'm good. They haven't plowed 33 at all. So that was kind of a bummer, but got most of my driveway shoveled this morning. So
that's just ridiculous. Good for you.
Ridiculous?
I know. I'm saying that's something where
if
it's like
pull out over top of it, it packs the snow down, and then it's harder to scrape it off, and then it will refreeze when it gets cold again tonight. So that's the solution for solving the problem.
Hope my wife is listening and heard that, so she knows. I parked in the street last night.
It was nice when I did get a call when I was waking my son up to take him to swimming.
Oh, yeah.
Right as I was waking him up that they canceled school in Upper Arlington. So I'm guessing if they're canceled, most of the Columbus area is going to be canceled today.
And I don't know. I'm assuming it's like this everywhere, Bob. But
what?
My kids, if there's no snow day today, it is going to be hell getting them out of bed.
They've been devastated. That's what my son kept asking. What are the chances? What's the percent chances? I'm like, where are we going to get those odds, buddy? I don't think there's odds. I can tell you what they expect, how much it's going to snow, but that's an expectation of how much they think it's going to snow. And then there's also the next level of whether or not however much it snows will be justified by the superintendent to actually then cancel school. So there's two layers of this here. I don't know if I can get you all the way there, bud.
But what's funny is, though, so normally Heather would try to wake them up probably around 7 this morning to get ready for school.
Yeah.
And they would fight her, they're tired, whatever. Well, today I leave the house and they're both awake already. The kids are awake because they know it's a snow day now.
It's good.
And they want to get up. They get up an hour and a half earlier than usual.
Yeah, get up and play.
Right. Got to do that. They finally found the energy for something like that. Big show lined up for you today. We will do, it's a Schlegs Day. And so I imagine we'll have some funny stories from Schlegs over Thanksgiving and maybe some snow stories as well. New England beat the Giants last night, 33-15 in Monday Night Football. Also last night, you had the Cavs knocking off the Pacers 135-119. They host Portland at 7 on Wednesday. The Jackets played in New Jersey last night and rebounded from a deficit to win 5-3. They host Detroit on Thursday. OSU women are now ranked number 23rd in the country. They're at Northwestern Sunday at 2 o'clock. OSU off until Saturday. They have a 2 o'clock game on Saturday at Northwestern. We'll get the CFP rankings tonight. But, Bob, let's go ahead and try to make some people smarter. Hang on. We ready there, Big Mo?
Yes.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, Carp. By the way, if you can't tell from the video, Carpenter is, in fact, in shorts today. So.
Well, I got my boots on, though. I got my sweet.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
Little rooster.
Yeah,
dude, what the?
They're co-branded there.
Do they actually pay you or just give you gear? Because all you do is
weird. Well, I got the gear, man.
It's awesome. I love the jacket.
They're Rocky boots, extra toughs there, so they're sweet rubber extra toughs.
Are those available to the public or just?
No, I don't know if you can buy the Roosters ones. I have another pair that's red.
All right.
I have a scarlet pair and a gray pair.
All right.
Yeah, they're great for stuff like this. They're great for going to sporting events when it's wet and gross.
Yeah.
So, yeah, works out pretty well for me. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, the 336th day of the year, 29 days remaining in this 2025. This date, 1927. Following 19 years of Model T production, Ford unveils the new Model A, which will be their second model of car. So they can get whatever color you want Thitoff as long as it's black.
Mm-hmm.
1930. In the State of the Union, Herbert Hoover, the president at the time, unveils his $150 million public works plan to help restart the economy during the Great Depression. 1939, LaGuardia Airport opens outside of New York City. And then in 1967, Daydream Believer by the Monkees hits number 1.
My first favorite group.
First favorite group.
That was it, the Monkees. By the way, if you go back and watch the video for Daydream Believer and then watch Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, I think Axl Rose does the same exact dance as Davy Jones.
Wow, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So we're saying Axl Rose stole it from Davy Jones?
I'm saying he channeled his inner Davy Jones when he does that dance during the video. Yep.
That's good. This date, 1972. Papa Was a Rolling Stone by The Temptations hits number 1.
Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died,
I got some great stuff that I'm seeing coming through on some emails.
You are?
Oh, it'll be very entertaining.
Weather related or just life related?
No, life related.
Oh, wow.
Some really good, fun stuff here.
I believe you or not.
This date, 1981, pitcher Fernando Valenzuela becomes the 3rd consecutive Dodger to win NL Rookie of the Year.
Crowd standing now as one, exhorting the rookie on. 2-2 pitch. Fernando Valenzuela, who threw 149 pitches tonight. That wasn't one for the Art Museum, but it was efficient, and he got the job done. And the Dodgers now trail 2-1, winning 5-4.
There we go.
Fernando Valenzuela. That 81 season was so mad. I mean, the strike sucked.
He was the MVP too, correct?
No, he's a Cy Young Award winner.
Cy Young,
MVP that year
what I
was
meant.
MVP was Schmidt. But but the way he took over, like he wasn't even supposed to be a regular starting pitcher for them. He got in because Jerry Royce got hurt in opening day, I think. And there was a while there, in the month of April of that rookie year, where Valenzuela had knocked in more runs than he'd allowed as a hitter. He knocked in runs as a hitter batting ninth for the Dodgers than he had allowed that whole month.
There you go.
He's amazing.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, one Cy Young and Rookie of the Year. One of the few guys to ever
First one to ever do it. Yep.
First one?
Yep.
There you go. Look at that, Thitoff. More useless knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
This date, 1984, Dan Marino breaks the single-season touchdown record with his 37th touchdown. He finishes with 48.
Raiders, this is the 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Marino looking for the record, and it is there. There it is. 37 touchdown passes for Dan Marino, and Jimmy Cephalo has the honor of giving it to the quarterback.
Oh, goodness. This date, 1993. It was his birthday yesterday, and unfortunately today, drug lord Pablo Escobar gunned down, shot and killed. The hero of Colombia. Brought hippos to South America.
That's what you told us.
Conservationist.
That's what he is, man. He's a
Absolutely.
Jack
Did he
Hanna.
use the hippos to move his cocaine?
Actually, yeah, they keistered it for him. Better- more space than humans, he said. Now there's like 40 hippos that live in South America now.
Wow, all addicted to cocaine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that. I mean,
They're
it's
the
not
hardest working hippos.
It's
If
not
you
like Cocaine Bear, but if you go look it up, he had hippos shipped in. They live in the Amazon, and they start out with 4 of them, and there's like 50, and they can't get rid. I mean, they don't really want to get rid of them, but it's like a thriving hippo population in the Amazon basin.
That's amazing.
If you're playing the home version of the game and you had keisters being said by Bobby in the first 20 minutes, please go ahead and put an X on that bingo spot.
There you go. And then this date, 1995, one of my favorites from back in middle school, One Sweet Day by Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey hits number 1.
Do you slow dance to that? What year was that?
95. So that would have put me,
Yeah.
6th grade, probably.
Sadie Hawkins dance.
Yeah.
So it was like that's when your arm's length from the girl when you're
dancing. That may have
dancing.
been my probably 7th grade too. Like early 7, the 6th grade, 7th grade years. So that was pretty big. So there would have been some dance action going on with that.
Yeah, but I mean,
They were lining
space
up
in
for
between,
They
yeah.
were lining up for Bobby. Let's face
I
it.
don't know, dude.
Listen,
Not when I was in 7th grade.
I will tell you this, and I would wager quite a bit on. I think in the 7th grade, Bobby was probably going to high school dances and doing just fine for himself.
Dude, I was skinny, not very good at sports. It was it was a tough time. I always tell kids my dad said the same thing because he matured really late. And so in 7th grade, I was one of the worst football players on our team. And, yeah.
What switched?
I grew like 6 inches and gained like 30 pounds.
It wasn't necessarily a skill thing, just like it was more of a size thing then.
Well, I never played before either, so I wasn't very good. I wasn't very tough. And, yeah, then the next I started lifting weights in the spring. And, yeah, then I gained like 20 pounds and grew like 6 inches. So that obviously helped.
Take that, you other guys that were mean to Bobby. He was skinny and young.
Listen,
Do it.
man. How you wield power when you have it says a lot about you, because maybe one day you won't always be in that position. So,
somebody write that down.
I told some kids in middle school that, because I was like, you guys may be the biggest kids today. There's a good chance that might not be the case in 3 or 4 years. So how you treat those people today, they will remember that.
So you said that to current middle schoolers, not in middle school. You didn't say it to other middle schoolers, right?
No, I didn't say that then.
I mean, they were pretty ballsy and aggressive for you to say that then. You'd probably get stuffed into a trash can.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, like I said, I looked like a little kid when I was in 7th grade. This date, 2001, one of the big 6 accounting firms, Enron files for Chapter 11. Great documentary on them. Gosh, I'm trying to think what it's on.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, how they were...
it was a documentary?
Enron was an energy company. Arthur Anderson was their accounting firm. They went down with them. But how they manipulated the power, the energy market. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable how all that went down. Some birthdays today. One of the great corners of all time, tough dude, 5-time first team All-Pro. Actually was cut by his first team. I can't remember who he played with at first, but ended up being a Hall of Famer, Willie Brown.
There's another little quick flip. Look out.
There he
goes.
is.
Goodbye.
Grabbed off. Willie Brown on his way.
Goodbye,
Willie Brown, the veteran. He waited for that one. 14 years Willie's waited, and he scored a Super Bowl touchdown. Look at the Raiders come on the field. The whole squad is going over there.
Well, they love Willie. He's been there for a long time.
Look at him mobbing.
You're right. He's set back. They were waiting for that little deke out to the outside, trying to look at that guy, Willie Brown.
He's a defensive captain, All-Pro many times. He has been better this year than he's been the last 2 or 3 years. And 14 years, watch him grab this one.
There we go. Pretty darn impressive there. This date, born on this date, 1946, Gianni Versace, the famed fashion icon. Turning 65, one of the founding members of Def Leppard, Rick Savage.
He really screwed.
Now that was a middle school dance for me.
Oh, was that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was high school for me when that would have happened. But Rick Savage is kind of selfish.
Oh, that always hits right there. Why do you think he's selfish?
Well, okay, because he made it now where, like, if you have one arm,
yeah, the one-arm drummer, dude,
you should be a really good drummer.
Oh, and the behind the music, how he got in that car.
So yeah, you're saying the guy that lost his arm in a car accident is selfish.
He screwed up for everybody else. Because now I see a drummer do it. Oh, yeah, do it with one arm, though. Like, if a guy can one arm can pull it off, like, when's the no-arm drummer going to happen?
Yeah, you got to get that
I'm just saying.
Get that foot snare.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you about. If somebody could do, like, it made two-arm drummers look a lot less impressive to me after that happened with Rick Savage. He was able to pull that off. It's like, you know what? If you got 2 arms, you should be twice as good as Rick Savage, and you're not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's no Dale Doback, but he's doing the best he can. Turning 52 today, winner of 9 Grand Slams. Won them all, but never the old one at Wimbledon, Monica Seles.
Monica Seles. Monica headed over. Her father, mother, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 1991 Women's U.S. Open champion, Monica Seles.
Pretty remarkable right there. Love hearing Pat Summerall call tennis as well.
I'm telling you, dude.
Tennis, golf, everything.
Yes, he did it all. He was so good at it.
Great guy, too. Got a chance to get to know him.
Did you really?
Yeah. He was around a lot.
Did you ever meet his son?
Kyle? No, I met his wife. It was his second wife. I mean, he talked a lot about how he was an alcoholic and, you know, the impact of faith in his life. He would come to our Bible studies. Just awesome, awesome guy. Monster house. He told the story about how when they were He was coming out and they were getting ready to do the Madden video game. You know, him and John
Yeah.
have been partners for a long time, and they're pitching him on it. And they said they could either have some equity in the company or they could pay him. I forget what it was, like $5,000, something that was like decent money at the time. But he goes, John took the equity. He's like, I took the $5,000. He's like, safe to say I made the wrong choice on that.
It was a few years back, Bob, on a Father's Day Sunday when I was doing Fan Sports Sunday. And you came on as a guest to talk about your father's impact on you.
Yeah.
And on that same day, we had Kyle Summerall on to talk about Pat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just a great, great man.
Yeah.
And was very open and honest about some of his struggles there. But less was more with him when he was on the microphone. Turning 47 today, singer Nelly Furtado.
Roses are red, some diamonds are blue. Chivalry is dead, but you're still kind of cute.
Wow. I cannot believe she's 47.
Have you guys seen a current picture of her?
I don't want to. I'm afraid. Is it bad?
Good or bad?
Oh, really? Yeah, she's
Really rounded into form.
She's enjoyed a couple meals.
That's good.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I
My
just
wife
wanna
said
make sure.
Thanksgiving dinner might be her favorite. Eats it regularly. Turning at 44 today. I mean, someone that's still coming strong in life. Miss Britney Spears. So I had met her dad when we were in Dallas as well.
Did you really?
Yeah, we hung out one night. We went to, it was the circus tour.
Yeah.
Went to the show, and a friend of mine, his family's fairly big time in Dallas, and I don't know how, we ended up at a bar in Lower Greenville with her dad.
You ended up at a bar with Britney Spears' dad.
Well, and we talked, I was sitting there talking to him. I mean, he was an interesting fella. I think he was a recovering alcoholic, so he didn't drink. But I watched him drink about 13 Red Bulls. I'm like, I don't know if that's better for you. I mean, your heart.
Maybe you ought to be an alcoholic.
Yeah, I'm not saying what vice you need, but I mean.
And he was conservator of her, all of her money, so he was buying the drinks that night for everybody.
It's on me, us.
Yeah. It was wild. They thought she would, I guess she had to get out and go somewhere, go to the next show, because they had said, I think we'd get to go on her tour bus.
You did?
I think we went backstage and got a chance to meet her real quick.
I'm starting to think about this, Bob.
Yeah.
You could be
Charlie Murphy?
Yes, a white Charlie Murphy. We should do that with you.
Yeah, we should.
I had a lot of stories from our time in Dallas, and just in general, but mostly Dallas because, it was with the Cowboys. We were really good. And,
sure. Eddie Murphy's brother.
Well, and just playing with Tony. Tony would be my Eddie Murphy,
Right, that's what I'm thinking, Bob. We should content.
I mean,
you got plenty of time.
I don't have a story of me threatening to flip
a wheelchair,
flip a man out of a wheelchair.
I understand that, but you've got stories,
I make my own rules.
Yes, but we should do this, Bob. Explore the space. I need more cowbell.
Think about that. I'd completely forgotten about that until
now. That's a great story.
Gosh, I could probably tell you what, boy, if I think about it long enough. It was just wild. I mean, he ordered Red Bull like I was ordering drinks. And it's pretty robust.
If we're going to do it, though, we need to, time's of the essence because
I might die soon.
No, once CTE kicks in, it's going to be a lot less. It'll take a lot more takes. If we can get you before.
Speaking of CTE, did you see Rodney Harrison? The deal where he froze up?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He froze up on a telecast?
He glitched.
Did he really?
Really bad.
Yeah. That's what I was talking
Former teammate of yours, right?
No, Rodney wasn't there when I was there.
Oh, I thought
he the way he hit people, that's not a surprise to me. Yeah. I bet Rodney Harrison's, he's 48, 47, 48.
Okay.
40, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 50. He's around probably Vrabel's age, I'm guessing, maybe a little younger. Gosh, one of the oldest guys still in the NFL playing, might be the oldest, 4-time MVP, Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, touchdown, Green Bay. They get one-on-one on the outside against William Gay, and you see the hand check right there. Just a perfectly thrown ball by Aaron Rodgers. Approaching the 2-minute warning here in Arlington, over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Greg Jennings.
The final snap of Super Bowl 45. The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl. The Lombardi Trophy is coming home.
Aaron Rodgers, 42 is the oldest player. Mercedes Lewis.
I played with Mercedes is in my draft class. Aaron was a year ahead of me.
Matt Prater. Yeah. Nick, they're both 41.
Nick Foles, I played with in Dallas. He's the last guy in the league that I actually played on a team with.
Was Nick Foles? Or
yeah.
Nick Folk? Okay, because Nick Folk still.
No.
Nick Folk is 40.
Yeah, Nick Folk. We drafted him in Dallas.
Flacco also 40.
Saw him. He was at Nick's funeral. I forgot
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
I guess he would have been, yeah.
Yeah, he played with Nick. Yeah. And currently with the Jets right now.
It says here Folk was with the Titans, Flacco with the Browns, or Flacco now with the obviously Bengals. We have Folk with the Titans.
Who was he with last year?
Folk last year?
Titans or Jets last year.
Might have been Jets last year.
I watched him bang a long kick, though. I was like, man, it was further than we let him kick in Dallas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was like we never really let him kick much over 50, like low 50s. And then singer Charlie Puth turning 34 today. Some passings today, as I mentioned, in 93, the famed conservationist Pablo Escobar. And in 1936, the man in the big top, the three-ring master, John Ringling of Ringling, Barnum, and Bailey's Circus. Some holidays and observances today. It is Giving Tuesday. Tuesday after Thanksgiving. After spending all your money on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, whatever you have left. Hopefully you save some back. Giving Tuesday, National Fritters Day, National Mutt Day, Play Basketball Day, and World Trick Shot Day, which is always the first Tuesday in December. In those historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, December 2nd, the 336th day of the year, and 29 days remaining in this 2025.
Well done, as always, General. Coming up next, there was Big Ten teleconference leading into the Big Ten championship game that went on yesterday. We'll hear from some of the Buckeyes, what they had to say. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, You can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Thank you for tuning in. 2 hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, and HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Also live on Twitter and Facebook. Hear replay of this here show on the Fan 2, 1460 a.m. from 1 to 3 p.m. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. Bob, it's a Tuesday. You know what that means, right?
It means it's an appetizer Tuesday, which means it's a Threes Day at Roosters. The featured appetizer, well, it's going to be $3 all day long. And that featured appetizer is the favorite of one Anthony Schlegel. It's the macaroni and cheese you can eat with your hands. It's the mac and cheese bite. Crispy on the outside, gooey, cheesy macaroni on the inside. So good, you'll wish you were a kid again. Absolutely delicious, and $3 all day long. And coming up in about an hour, you're going to get a chance to win a $50 Roosters gift card by playing That's What He Said. So be sure to stay locked in here on Morning Juice.
All right, Bob, breaking news on this one. I don't know if you're aware or not. Ohio State's playing in the Big Ten championship game on Saturday against Indiana. It's 1 versus 2 in that one. Ohio State, by the way, is a 5.5-point favorite. They opened up. Not sure if they're there now. Someone in the chat wanted to know. They want to know if we thought it'd be over or under. I don't know what the over-under is on that game. But do you expect Indiana will score more points against Ohio State than any other team has yet this year in the game? Well, what is it, 16? Is that the number?
Wait, Indiana will score more against Ohio State?
Yeah, will they score more than 16?
I think so. I think Indiana is pretty good. They score touchdowns. I would think that that's the case. I've had people tell me that, as long as we score 17, we'll win every game. And I think that there is truth to that. It wouldn't shock me if they get 21.
Yeah.
I think the score I looked was like 20. I liked maybe 28-20. So a little more high scoring than before, but I don't think this is going to be a shootout by any stretch.
Did you want to know the spread?
It's 5.5 is what I saw. What's the over?
4.5 now.
It's now 4. Oh, wow. I should have jumped on. I should have waited then instead of jumping. I figured it'd go up. A lot of people are loving the Hoosiers. Money going on the Hoosiers. Wow.
They're a good team. I think they're the next best team in college football.
You think they're the second? Let me think about this now, Bob. Second best team in college football. I think neutral site. I was going to say Georgia, but Georgia looks so inconsistent against Georgia Tech. I know it's a rivalry game. Neutral site now. Notre Dame. Oregon.
Oh, yeah. I think Notre Dame's really good. I mean, I watched Oregon get beat up by Indiana.
Yeah.
So I saw that happen out in Autzen.
Right.
I think Georgia's really good. I think they're playing much better the last 4 to 6 weeks than they were earlier in the year.
They looked really good against Georgia Tech early, and then they kind of petered out. Like the running game was working great for Georgia early on. And then Georgia Tech, which I don't think is a very good team, but nonetheless, rivalry game, I don't know. But I think that Georgia, though, at least the first quarter of that game, I was like, God, this Georgia team's pretty damn good. But yeah, maybe you're right. I'm looking so forward to watching this game on Saturday, though. But here is Caleb Downs. He was talking yesterday in the Big Ten teleconference, difference between last year's defense and this year's defense.
I think a little bit of a different mindset just because everybody doubted us at the beginning of the season. So we knew that we had to come into the season trying to prove ourselves, and I think we've carried that into every game with the same type of intensity level. And I think that's been a positive for us, just coming in knowing that we have to prove ourselves and play at a high level every game.
The defense, Bob, in your opinion, is there more talent this year, or is it just a better defense?
I think it's more talented. And that's not a knock on the guys last year. There were some really good players, but watching Arvell Reese emerge, like what he can do physically, They didn't have a guy like that out there last year. So you pair him and Sonny together, and it's a really, really potent linebacker duo. Caden McDonald is playing unbelievable inside. That's why he's Outland Trophy finalist. Kenyatta, Jackson, and Caden Curry, both really good. But you got JT and Jack last year who were very good players as well. And the D-line last year was really good. But Caden McDonald is another level on the inside. It said Arvell Reese. And then I think Caleb Downs has just continued to get better.
Yeah. And I've seen the mock drafts. I know you love mock drafts, Bob. I know that you love those in bracketology. But it's like he's going to be a top 5 pick. And he should be. I saw one the other day on CBS Sports that had Tennessee with the number 1 pick, and they don't, in that one, they don't forecast trades. Look, if Tennessee has the number 1 pick, they're going to trade it, I would think, to a quarterback-needy team and maybe move down a few spots, but they had Tennessee taking Arvell Reese to start the draft at number 1.
I don't think that's going to
I don't think, if Tennessee kept it, maybe, but I don't think Tennessee's going to keep that pick anyway.
Quarterbacks go number 1. Regardless of whether they should or not, they always go high. Now, I think there's a chance that Arvell Reese could go top 10. I think he'd be one of the first. Yeah. Maybe the first defensive player, maybe the first non-quarterback. That's still pretty high, but everybody talks about that now. And I say you got to wait until March until you have a understanding of who's going to come out, and then you actually have some evaluations done by NFL people on them.
Here is Caleb Downs talking about, since he's one of the rare people who've had this experience, the differences, the similarities, I should say, between Ryan Day and Nick Saban.
I think the biggest similarity right now is, I don't want to say anxiousness, but like the ability to say like every week we're still going to have the same level of urgency and enthusiasm for what we're doing. And Coach Day's done a good job with our team of that this year, just making sure that we're focused every game and putting us in the right mindset every game of it's got to be every week we got to go get it. Like there's no, they're going to give us an easy week or anything like that. It's every week we got to go out and get it. Coach Saban did that at an elite level, week in, week out, being consistent with the mindset and urgency that we have. Like somebody's going to take it from you. That's pretty much what it is. And that's why I said anxiousness, like it's going to be taken away from you. I would say that's the type of thing that Coach Day and Coach Saban would have in common right now at the moment.
Bob, I know we've talked about this before, and keep pushing you to write your book, which you haven't started yet. But when you've now obviously you got a lot of experience with Tressel, a lot of experience with you know Day. You're around Day. You get to see how he coaches. You talk to the players, things like that. Obviously, you had time with Parcells, time with Belichick. Is there a common thread among those successful coaches, the most successful coaches you played for or been around? Urban, another one. Is there a I think
they're great. They're really great leaders. They're authentic to themselves. Number one, like they lead in the way that is best suited to their personality. Like they're truly authentic in what they do, and usually those guys, all of them, have a high attention to detail in different areas. So it comes down to the little things, the details, the specifics of that's why your team ends up being good. And so those are two prevailing themes that I've always seen. You have to be authentic to who you are. You're a great leader. You can connect with people in whatever personality traits you have that allows you to get through to them. And then finally, like your attention to detail is incredibly keen and high. And so if you kind of possess those and you have some degree of comprehension of what's going on, like you're a subject matter expert in football, then you're going to be good.
Was Tressel the best coach for you? For your personality, for your...
I don't know, maybe. Like, it's hard to say that. I mean, like, it's very difficult to go back and adjudicate that and, like, try to figure out who else would be better. I don't know. I mean, I can't go back the other time. There was some things that I really agreed with him on. There were some things that I really disagreed with him on that, looking back now, I appreciated a little more in a later time. So... I mean, I think that he was positive for me definitely in the long run, and he's been a great resource to me throughout the last 20 years, maybe even more so now, like in the last 10 than even in the first 10 that I knew him. So, yeah, I think he was definitely a good coach that fit, what I needed at the time. Was he the perfect guy? Well, I don't know if there is a perfect guy.
Have there been and off topic a little bit here, has there been an opportunity since you left Ohio, since you were done with Ohio State, left like you, you transferred, since your time at Ohio State ended, and you've maintained this relationship with Tress? Has there been a time where you said, you know what, Coach, I really disagreed with this that you did?
He openly knows that.
Oh, does he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've had those conversations. We had those conversations when I was still playing in the NFL.
Right.
I'd come in and just pop in the office and see how he was doing and talk to him and, laugh about some things. As you begin to get older and a little more mature, you begin to understand some of the different reasons why you're doing things. And like they start to, and some of the things maybe you just didn't appreciate at the time, you just begin to appreciate a little bit more later. So yeah, all of those things begin to come into focus, and there's a degree of clarity on them that maybe you didn't have when you were 18, 19, 20 years old.
Here is Caleb Downs also talking about using his postseason experience.
Yeah, I think that's a positive for us, just knowing what we did last year and the confidence level that comes with that. But, I mean, we got a new team, new players, and we got to go prove it every game. So I think it'll be as much of a challenge as it was last year, and we'll have to rely on our preparation.
Is that a big deal? Having postseason experience, is it?
I think just playing in games of significance.
Okay.
It's a big deal. Like games where there's a bunch of people watching, you're playing against a opponent. Like Urban, they call them, Ryan said, talent equated games. Where the team you're playing is close to as talented as you, maybe more talented than you, and the way that you're able to beat them is by outplaying them, not just by showing up and being more talented. So when that talent is equal and the stage is big, like you have to go out there and execute. And I think that there is something to being able to do that. The more you do it, the better you get. And there's a great quote, let me see if I can pull this up in time, by Michael Jordan that I saw. There's a lot of terrible stuff on social media and on the internet, but occasionally you find some good nuggets, and I try to find some of the good gems that are ultimately out there. Let me see if I can find this Jordan one again, because it was talking about pressure situations. Here it is.
The preparation thing, is that what it was?
It said pressure isn't real. It's just the echo of the work you didn't do.
Right.
And so if you're prepared for a game, like you don't feel the pressure nearly as much. And the more you're in that, I think you understand the gravity of the situation and what you need to get done. So that also helps you get it done too.
Troy Brewer 2576 in the chat out there in Arizona, where it's 3:37 right now. Local time for him.
Maybe he got snowed in.
Well, he got snowed in. Maybe just got home. Because last time we talked with Troy, he was just getting in from the night before when he chimed in. He said, I would go to University of Toledo spring practices in 1990 when Saban was a head coach. That's the one thing I noticed, his attention to detail. He was very animated during kickoff return period. Which I'm not saying it's a throwaway thing, but yeah, if you're the head coach and you get that animated about the kickoff return period, that's a pretty good sign. Like if you're that, that's the attention to detail.
Like all of the things you do, if you're doing them, it matters.
Yeah.
Like we're not just going through the motions. So that's the key right there is, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it the right way. We're not just going to go out here and waste time. And you're creating a habit one way or another. If you're doing it wrong, you're creating a bad habit. If you're doing it right, well then that's going to hopefully entrench, and the longer you do it, the more that becomes commonplace for you.
A current college football head coach, a college football head coach over the weekend was adamant he was not going to walk away from the job. Well, he got his walking papers. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Hey, Matt.
Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. You've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Attack and dominate, YouTubers. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Bob, the education of one Tito Thitoff continues. Troy reminded me that it's actually 4:39 at the time. They don't fall back in Arizona.
Yeah, they oscillate
You're
back
right.
and forth. So sometimes 3 time zones, sometimes 2.
Yes. So thank you, Troy, for the correction on that one. The history knowledge for me, again, keeps on happening. Let's do some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Big Mo, how the hell are you today, my friend?
I am wonderful. Good morning to all the juicers out there.
Hour drive for you, said today?
Yeah, it was an hour drive. I left at 1:30 this morning just to give myself time. Or no, 2. I left at 2.
Yeah.
And I'm here bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So, I'm ready to go.
All right. What do you got for us?
So, Kentucky has dismissed football coach Mark Stoops. The school's athletic director announced the dismissal Monday, thanking Stoops for his dedication and leadership. He completed just his 13th season at Kentucky with a 5-7 record after going 4-8 in 2024. He was 72-80 during his time in Lexington. They did have 10 wins vacated in 2021. And he leaves as the winningest coach in history. Bear Bryant is number 2. So that's something you can hang your hat on.
Sure.
And one of the things I found interesting was that the AD in his comments said that he is committed to getting an elite coach.
Okay.
So, Tito, that made me think.
Yeah.
Is there any way that a school like Kentucky can get an elite football coach? And if so, do you get a coach that maybe is rehabbing their image but still considered elite?
I think that's the only way they can get an elite coach, if it's somebody who used to be elite and is now trying to work his way back up. I don't think, look, it's, and I know that Penn State's in some talks, I think, with BYU's coach, trying to get BYU's head coach to come over there, but I would not even consider him elite. He's had a good couple of years, but I wouldn't when I think of elite head coach, I think of someone, Franklin, Kiffin, guys like that have had some success at the highest level. Now, is there a Petrino out there for Kentucky? Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Bob, Kentucky's just, it's not a football school.
Well, they've been a lot better.
They have been.
Stoops made them consistent. And so if you didn't have the 10 wins vacated, he was over 500. He went to a bunch of bowl games when he was there. There were years where they were in contention late in November.
Right.
Or at least heading into November. So, I mean, he was able to establish them as a reputable football school. And to say you're going to get an elite coach, like elite that everybody knows is one thing. Like there's people out there that are elite coaches that maybe haven't been head coaches before, maybe are at smaller schools.
Right.
They can come in and do a great job. It's just a function of trying to choose and find that guy. You know, would you rather have brought in James Franklin? Would you rather bring in a guy like Brian Kelly or someone like that? If they made this firing this late, it's because they knew who they were going to get. They've had those conversations. And very similar to Michigan State when they fired Jonathan Smith, like Pat Fitzgerald was announced very closely. I think Brian Hartline is on the short list of that. I think Stein at Oregon is on the short list of that. Both of those guys have ties to the Kentucky program, and they feel confident they can probably get one of those two after making that move.
Would you be surprised if Hartline took that job?
No, because I think they would pay him a lot.
Right.
His brother went to school there. I believe his brother's currently on the staff.
Right.
And he's got a place in Norris Lake, so he'd be closer to that. It's all kind of the things that he would want. His personality would fit with the people of Kentucky.
Yeah, I think that part's probably fair. Yeah, gosh, I hope he doesn't leave for that though. Like I want Hartline.
What do you want him to do?
It doesn't matter, Bob. I don't want him to leave.
Exactly. So I don't want him to leave for that. Like, what job would you want him to leave for?
Ask me in 5 years when he's hopefully still the OC here and turns down all his jobs. I'd like what I'd like him to do. I'd like him to leave for Ohio State's head coaching job. I'd like him to take.
Ryan's only like 45, 46. He's not even that old.
Okay, let me ask you. Over under how many more years do you think Ryan Day? And I'm not saying he gets fired, but I'm just saying like this is a tough job.
Yeah.
It's a high stress job.
Yeah.
Do you think Day's here 7 years from now?
Would
you be surprised?
His youngest daughter's in 7th grade. It's about 5-6 years. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
If people quit harassing his wife and kids, then I think and hopefully that's done now.
God, it's got to be done, Bob.
And Yahoo's quit yelling into microphones saying he's a bad coach. As long as those things don't happen, then I think he'll be good. But you know what? He's won a lot. He's got a good thing going here, and it seems like he's really entering the prime of his coaching career at this point.
Isn't that amazing, the records he's got, like how his winning percentage so far, what he's accomplished so far. And we're talking about he's just only in the prime of his coaching career because of his age, and it's true, though. Yeah, I hope Ryan Day, I hope this is the last head coaching job he ever has. I don't care if it's here 10, 15 years, whatever it is. Stoops had a long run at Kentucky. The 13 years, I think, is what Big Mo said there, and the fact you have something you've done better than Bear Bryant did when he was there. But they lost 41-0 to Louisville, and it seems like it's a huge buyout, too.
Yeah, that was bad.
You see the buyout's like $37.7 million.
So I thought it went down significantly last year, so I think people thought that they were going to wait. But I think when you get blasted like that by Louisville, an in-state in a rivalry game, that's what stings. Someone probably had to step up and write a check for that.
I'm guessing, yeah. Mo, how many years do you think Ryan Day's left? It will be coaching at Ohio State. How many more years?
I honestly think that we could see him here for another 10.
That'd be great.
I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a chance to do some things here. If this year turns out the way everybody hopes, to be in the conversation with Woody Hayes as the best coach in Ohio State history. Nobody's won a second national title. If he's able to pull that off and be able to put some things together and everything looks to be humming, there's alignment. I know that there's a great rapport there with Ross and President Carter, and they're all aligned in how they envision this going. And so when you have all of that, it's tough to find that somewhere else. And maybe at someday the NFL comes calling that he wants to try that. But I believe that he is pretty happy here, and his family is happy here for the most part, and that is a big piece of it.
All right. In the world of basketball, the big news. Big news. Dick Vitale and Charles Barkley to call 2 games together.
That's one of the things I saw in an email.
Yes.
I cannot imagine how terrible that's going to be.
So
Charles Barkley doesn't know anything about college basketball, and all Dick Vitale does is yell at the mic. I mean, I might just get drunk and watch it and have it just as pure entertainment.
So basically, they're doing 2 games. They're doing one first 4 matchup, And this will be Dick Vitale's first ever NCAA tournament call. He's always wanted to call an NCAA tournament game. And they're going to practice on an ESPN regular season game. Vitale is 86, just a spring chicken. And the game for the NCAA tournament will be on True TV. Dave O'Brien will serve as the play-by-play for the ESPN game, which will be Saturday, December 13th, so only a couple weeks away between Indiana and Kentucky. Bobby, you kind of already answered this, but let's dig a little bit deeper. Is this the train wreck that we've always been hoping for?
It's coming. Dick Vitale is going to be so excited. He's just going to be screaming the whole time. And Charles Barkley doesn't know much about college basketball. And I think he's learned a little bit, but I also think he's just leaned into his ignorance. He's like, I'm just going to break down a game that I'm watching. I don't need to know any of these players. I'm not going to do any nonsense there. And we're going to listen to him for his personality.
Man, Dickie V, you're terrible.
I can't. I'm excited about this, Bob. No, I say it right now. Okay, wait. Let me phrase it this way. Reading about it, I'm excited about it. Will I tune in on December 13th?
No.
Probably not. But I like the concept behind it.
I will tune in early. There's no way I watch that whole game.
I can't see
I have to see just a little bit, get my chuckle, and then move on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And I wonder who the play-by-play guy is going to be. But
God bless him.
I know. It's like it'll be like hosting the Buckeye show with Tim Hall, right? It'll be the same kind of thing there. We're good looking at anything.
Excitement,
right? Well, no, I'm saying like as far as Vitale and Barkley are going to dominate that conversation, I would think, which should be fun though. So yeah, I will say I'm excited about the concept of it. I don't know if I really watch it though or not.
All right, UCLA has hired a new coach. They hired former James Madison. Well, he was James Madison coach. Hired him away from James Madison, Bob Chesney. So he's tapped to lead the Bruins and take the first Power 4 job of his career. He is owed $833,495 salary for the 2025 season. But $140,000 of that pay was set aside as now nullified retention bonus. So he had a pretty quick rise through the up the ladder.
Yeah, he rode in behind Signetti and kept it rolling. But in all fairness, Signetti took a lot of players and he kept it going. They're 11-1. I'm curious if they may. Is he leaving now? Because there's a decent chance if Duke upsets Virginia that JMU will get in.
Yeah, and that's what we're running into with a lot of these teams hiring these coaches so early. Is they're hiring coaches from teams that are in position.
It's not early. I mean, they have signing day, I think, tomorrow.
Wednesday,
early signing period. So they've got to get that figured out. The calendar's all messed up. It's terrible with when they have to do this and when you're trying to get it done.
The thing that I found interesting was his name was floated pretty heavily for the Penn State job. So my question, Tito, is does this say more about UCLA or Penn State's situation with where he went?
I would think it says more about UCLA's situation. By the way, Bobby, yes, if they make the playoff, he will coach. UCLA's agreed to let James Madison, Chesney will coach if they make
John Summerall is coaching for Tulane.
Right, yeah.
Even though he took the Florida job.
So, the Penn State thing is so bizarre to me because I can't figure out, where they stand in the hierarchy now. And I don't know if if Penn State really wanted him, I would think they'd be able to get him. But I thought the same thing about, Pat Fitzgerald going to Michigan State. If Penn State really wanted Pat Fitzgerald, I can't believe that they would have lost out on him to Michigan State.
Yeah, I can't believe they would. I can't believe they would have either. But maybe there was things that Pat wanted and some certainties or whatever, commitment. I mean, there's a lot of things that some of these coaches, if you're a coach who's had success somewhere else and you have options, you're not going to take a job with high expectations where the commitment and alignment don't meet those expectations.
There's a very high expectation from the AD in Penn State. I mean, he is a ball of energy that just can't be controlled. So I got to imagine there's probably a lot of head coaches that would look at that and be very turned off. Like, this guy's going to try to control everything.
Yeah, you've got to be on. Like, if you're not in alignment with your AD, it's a bad situation as your head coach, as a head coach. So that might be part of it. Getting all that figured out and getting in alignment, making sure that your personalities mesh, your view of the program meshes of what it's going to be, and how all that works.
It'll be interesting to see with UCLA, though, because, and I follow the victim of the past all the time, Bob. I mean, there was a time UCLA was a very prominent team. They're a very important team in college football. From like the Dick Vermeil time in the mid-'70s, mid to late 70s. Even before that, well, Terry Donahue after that, and then you have Aikman went there and had success. You've had some success at UCLA, but they've become like those like Nebraska. You know, it's a team that has fallen by and cannot get back up to nearly what it used to be. As I look at some of these teams, Bob, like
UCLA. It's different
UCLA
because they don't have the commitment from the program. They have more talent around them, but their athletic department is in financial shambles.
Right.
They don't have a commitment from the school. Nobody goes to their games. And so those are their issues. Nebraska, they've just hired some bad coaches, and some of the conference realignment has hurt their ability to recruit. And so that's another piece of it. But they have commitment from fans and everybody else that shows up and money that's poured into it.
I mean, Alabama, though, like when they had their rough spell of coaches, when like Mike Shula was there and things like that. And Oklahoma had Gary Gibbs in that run during the late 80s or something that, you know, and Miami and Notre Dame and Michigan, all had bad coaches. And they found a way to get back to somewhat relevant.
Yeah.
All the way too relevant in some cases.
That was also in a different era.
It was.
Which now it might be easier at some places. Now it might be harder at some places.
That's the one
that just shifted the sand.
Will UCLA ever, what would have to have them to be to be a playoff contender? What would have to happen for UCLA to be a playoff contender?
People have to care.
Yeah.
They've got to get a buy-in for NIL. I would think for NIL out there, you get the major studios involved. You get.
Yeah, but do they care?
Well, they may not care, but if they think, I mean, it's all about marketing.
Right.
You know, how do you market it? And if they think they're getting something in return that's marketable, then they'll care.
Here's the other problem: is that the population in general doesn't care
That's
in Southern
true.
California. So like you have a hard time selling something, no matter how good it is, to people who don't want it. You know, it's like trying to give out apples on Halloween. You may be giving out the best damn apples around, but none of the kids want to eat them, so it doesn't matter.
Snickers.
They want all the candy. And so that's basically what UCLA and USC have to deal with in Southern California. It's a mess out there. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coming up next, folks, buckle up. If you should be buckled up already if you're driving, but it is a Schlegs day. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Every business starts somewhere, selling a product out of the back of your car, or maybe in your garage doing the packing and shipping yourself. And every great team starts grinding in the preseason, but with hard work, smart plays, and the right coaching, you can make it all the way. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses go the distance.
At Riverside Bank of Dublin, our business lending team helps you take that next step.
With equipment loans, real estate financing, and working capital that helps you hit for power, not just for average.
Thanks, Travis. Because in business, just like sports, the right support turns rookies into all-stars. It can mean the difference between what might have been and a championship team. We're Riverside Bank of Dublin, your winning team for business banking. Look for a new branch location at Bridge Park in 2026.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, Big Mo in the big chair for Bodie today. Bodie's been, you know what, Bobby, I think that Bodie has done a fantastic job of picking the right time to take PTO.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he saw this coming or could he put this in a couple weeks ago for today.
Yeah, maybe he's the real weather guy.
I wonder if he is. He and Stringbean are weather guys probably.
So leaned in on that. Picked
Yes.
the right day. Didn't have to drive on in from New Albany, so kudos to him.
Did you catch much of the game last night in the NFL?
Yeah, I watched the first half. It was 17-0.
I loved
24. I don't know. It was
it was 17-0 early, and then it was 33-15 final. But yeah, it got out of hand quickly in that one. And there was a play. I don't know if you saw the hit
when New York decided to punt before half, and then then New England went down and scored.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got a field goal. I was like, you're on 4th and half a yard, man. Like you're 2 and 10.
Right. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. The hit when Christian Ellis smacked Jackson Dart going out when he wasn't out of bounds. He was still in bounds with him. He was headed out of bounds. But that hit on him was awesome. Depleted him.
Yeah.
He was up there.
That wasn't even the best hit. The one on the return.
Oh, yeah.
The New England returner got blasted.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Helmet to helmet. He got knocked out for sure.
I love and look, Dart comes out afterwards. To the Giants' credit, look, the Giants defended the quarterback. Like you saw a scuffle and all that stuff. I mean, got called for was it Johnson, the tight end, got called for an unsportsmanlike conduct. But what Dart said after the game, we're not playing soccer out here. You're going to get hit. Things happen. It's just part of the game. He did get hit harder than hell. But I'm okay with the hit because it was still, he was going for the first down. He wasn't out of bounds yet. He was on the verge of going out of bounds. But still, I thought it was a fine hit on him. I thought it was legal and stuff. I'm glad they didn't throw a flag, but we don't get much of that in football anymore, Bob.
No, I mean, guys want to defend their quarterback, and I get that. It was a nice shot. It's a good hit. It wasn't a great game, and you wonder, I think they want him to take care of himself a little better so that he's not going to get smoked like that. You only have so many of those hits in you, and he's taking those hits right now in a meaningless game. Like, I understand. Trakeman was talking about last night on the broadcast, like when he plays, their rushing numbers are significantly better. Well, that's because he averages 45 yards rushing a game.
Right.
So he helps elevate those numbers. But he also takes some big-time hits while he's doing it.
He does, and that's the thing when it comes to quarterback play. And, you've seen it. Lamar Jackson is less effective than he was 3 years ago because of the fact he can't run like he used to.
Now. He can still run. He's just a little beat up right now. And that's the problem. But as age will get everybody. Like, that's the reality. Like, there will be a time, and I don't know if there's been there hasn't been a noticeable drop off when I watch him. I just think that the Ravens are flawed in some areas, and I think Lamar is a little beat up. But when healthy, I think he can still go. But you reach a point where you're in your 30s, you can't run the way that you used to.
This guy no longer in his 30s. He cannot run like he used to, but he's still our guy.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Anthony Schlegel joins us. Schlegs, I'll put you on the spot early here, my friend. Bobby's driveway is already shoveled. He took care of that this morning.
Not all of it. I said half.
Okay. Half of Bobby's driveway is shoveled. Is your driveway shoveled yet, Schlegs?
Why?
I just want to know if Bobby's done more before you so far today. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I just woke up. What are you doing?
I'm over here just trying to. I'm riding Bobby's coattails like I do.
Why would I shovel my driveway when I just woke up?
I don't know.
At some point in the morning, Schlegs, you want to shovel it before you pull the car out so you don't get the track marks on there.
Okay.
Bobby, never pull out.
So anyway.
I love how you're asleep at 7 o'clock. There was a day where you used to get up significantly earlier than this.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to get up at 6 o'clock, and I just kept sleeping, so that's on me.
There we go.
Slegs, I remember when we first...
That's the alarm. That's the alarms. I'm like, shut this off. Here you go. I don't know. I was like, what time is it? And then you called me. And I was like, dang. I messed up.
Are you
That's all I can do.
Are you a snowblower guy or a shovel guy?
Oh, man. You have the right tools for the job, bro.
I don't think he has a snowblower.
Yeah, I do.
Do
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's just at the farm.
Yeah, but I was going to say, you just moved up here. I was doubting that you had a snowblower prior to
I had it for I've had it for a hot minute. It's down at the farm. And, but you know what, though? I don't even know if I have a a shovel right now. Like I said, I just got up here. It might be at the farm, too. I don't know. I saved everything, though, Bob. Like, when I moved to Florida, like, I'm a hoarder in that sense of tools.
So, hold on. You took a snow shovel to Florida is what you're saying?
No. I took it to the farm. I didn't let it go. I didn't sell it. But I haven't brought it back. So, like, hey, let's bring those back up to this house. It's just they've been hanging out down there.
All right, UA schools are off today, so there's a bunch of kids in your neighborhood that don't have anything to do. If they come and knock on your door and offer to shovel your...
He's got a son in 7th grade. Will you make Sam shovel your yard? Or the driveway?
Dang, bro, they got some inches last night. How many inches we get?
Oh, probably 4. It's heavy snow, too, man. It's wet.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I like it. This is great.
So will you shovel or make your son do it?
I ain't shoveling. I'm gonna work. Like, I'm like, what the heck are you doing? You ain't working today. You shovel.
I could shovel if you want Schlegs, but here's the thing: for me to shovel your driveway, I need your address.
Why the hell would I give you my address?
So I come shovel your driveway.
No, you're good. You're good. Sam can do it with his hands.
All right.
With his hands. You're terrible.
Yeah. You know what? I got one of those like I got one of those like little bitty spade shovels. I'll just make them shovel it with that. Get to work, boy.
A spade shovel.
We're gonna use the side swipe technique. We're just gonna have to drag
it across. So there's a lot. Wait till you go outside. It's a lot. It's still heavy. It was still snowing when I walked out at about 5:15 to turn my truck on.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this, boys and girls. Let's go.
Schlegs, one thing, when I first time homeowner back in 2000, 2001, actually. I remember the first big snow we had. There was an older couple. I was in my, I guess I'd been around 30, but I was, across the street was an older couple. The guy was probably 20 years older than me. But this huge snow's coming down. I noticed this guy going out every half an hour and shoveling. I'm like, dude, that's just stupid. Wait till it's all done. Just do it one time. We got 8 inches of snow, and his driveway's clean, and I decided to go out and start shoveling mine, and there was so much damn snow, I learned at that point that the older guy was smarter. Will you be somebody who goes out there and does it throughout the day, or you wait to the very end and just knock it all out at once?
I ain't going to do it. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I don't care. That's why I got 4-wheel drive.
Yes.
That's why I have a truck, and my wife has an all-wheel drive. Like, if you can't make it down the driveway in that, you got a soft car.
Yeah, but then, dude, you track the snow, and this is the whole point. You shovel your driveway and your walks, you're not tracking snow into your house and trying to kick it all off, which is never going to work. So then you can help clear the walk. You help clear it for other people that are coming through. So it's just I'm going to be honest.
I get it.
I judge people who don't shovel their driveway because I think that
okay.
Inconsiderate to other schlegs.
Judge me then. It's fine. I don't want you in my driveway. Hey, guess what? I don't want you tracking your snow in my driveway. How about that? Or into my house.
Slegs.
That's why you also have a garage. You have a garage. That you knock the snow off and then you come inside.
Slegs.
I'm with you. I get it. I don't have the tools right now. So you got to judge me because I don't have the tools to accomplish the mission. I have to drive somewhere. It takes a little bit of time. I'll go get it done.
I think we need to commission a trip to maybe a Lowe's or a Home Depot today to get yourself a shovel.
No, it's cold. I was going to drive to the farm.
Drive to the farm to get the shovel. And it's kind of a long drive to just I got
to go down there anyways.
Okay, if you got to go in and do something down there, because I was going to say you may actually spend more money on gas getting there and back than it would cost to buy a snow shovel. Although we did buy this huge sweet one online that's it's like a mini plow. It's probably got a nice 5-foot spread slegs, but then with that, you got to have some good leg drive and some good arm power to be able to push that thing when you get wet, heavy snow.
Well, I'm going down there to get the snowblower because that's how I'm going to do it.
Like it.
Easy money, and I got the snow shovel too. I got to get that because you got to get the porch, right? Like you said, you got to get the porch, and you got to take care of the neighbors. Like you got the snowblower. Like, hey, go over there and snowblow their driveway. Good, easy money. So I don't care. I'm just surprised it's this simple. Like, hey, they canceled UA schools. I'm like, okay, cool. Guess what? We training.
Armory's
open.
I love it. We open.
Armory's open. 4 o'clock group, get ready. You guys are open.
We open, so I love it. What were your thoughts about Saturday from noon to 3:30?
Oh my gosh, you guys! Tito's over here asking me about freaking snow, and we just beat the absolute piss out of Michigan. Just wasting my time. Thank you for getting to the real good stuff, Bob. It was I remember first 2 drives, wrote on the sheets like, all right, everybody wanted to see how they handle adversity, how they're going to handle it. And they handled it to the tune of 27-9 and really physically, mentally, emotionally abused them for the rest of the game. And it was great. There was a lot. Guys, let me tell you something, and everybody's kind of seen it because if you have social media, which I don't like, but you're on there, there's some good things about social media. And, the blocking of the tight ends, Will Counts-Merrick, Nate Roberts, BC, our guy, the offensive line, Luke Montgomery, the things that they did up front, Bo Jackson having 166 yards of – he had more total offense, Bo Jackson did, than the entire Michigan team. Julian bouncing back after the interception. Carnell Tate and JJ kind of laying everything to rest, and I went on a rant. Bob, you started the rant, and then I got emotionally stuck into the rant about that, about JJ and Carnell's injuries and coming back and what people say because nobody knows them, and how much those guys care about the brotherhood and playing and what they're kind of about and their makeup. But that's because regular people are soft and they want to assume that because guess what? That's how their pettiness will be. That's how they would be. And that's also why they suck and they're ordinary. So, Carnell Tate, not ordinary, came back, balled out for his teammate. Good for him. Great dude. Defense stifling. Just guys, they've given up. They haven't given up more than 17 points in a game. First team to do that since 1975. there's so many good takeaways from this. But it was, I think, Ryan Day, the culture, what they've done to this team from the beginning, right? That led them to this. And I would say this, Bob, it does feel nice where, because you and I know what the hell we're talking about, that we're right. And most everybody else are just stupid. So that feels good. It feels good that you know that those guys were able to do what they've been trying to build upon and do the entire season, and it culminated in this one. And guess what? They ain't done yet, right? They're playing for hardware, so they got one, and now they're in the Big Ten championship game against a really good Indiana team.
Would you rather see Ohio State and Indiana playing in the Dome or playing in weather like we have out there right now?
Oh, that was a yawn. I'm looking at all this snow. I'd rather them play in the snow.
Really? I mean, this team is built. I mean, offensively, they're built for speed. They can do a lot of things. I thought, once you kind of get to the playoff and the Big Ten championship, it's now weather neutral the rest of the way. You're going to be either in a dome
Play
or
everything outside. Play everything outside.
Well, they will play
Football's
some of it, but
outside.
it'll be played in the South, so you're not going to have to deal with inclement weather.
Yeah, bring those Johnny Rebs up here. Bring them up here. Well, I don't know. Bring them up north, man. They don't like it. I mean, listen, I've been hearing about it. I just moved my family up like 4 months ago. I just been hearing about how cold it is. Bring their ass up here and play it outside. That's what I say.
Yeah, Schlegs, the fact
men are men.
The fact
women are too.
The fact you yawned after my last question, I'm going to take that as you just being tired, not the fact it was a boring question, but it was a bit disrespectful. Is there a team in college football that if I could wave a magic wand and say this is Ohio State's going to play this team in the national championship, is there a team you'd want Ohio State to face either because you don't like that team or you have a history with that team or just something you'd like to see happen?
I just yawned again because that was terrible.
Thank you.
So if there is a team that I want Ohio State to play in the national championship game, is that the question?
Yep.
Why? Because of they're not very good, so that they would have a better opportunity of beating them, or you would just like to see the matchup, or
yeah, more so that Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Oregon are options, A&M, Alabama, Indiana again, Georgia, Ole Miss. Is there like a school in there, Texas Tech? You're like, you know what? That would really be something I'd want to see.
Well, I mean, one, I would like to see the breakdown of the things because you just don't know how the layout's going to be. Let's see. So you got, I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of would like to see Texas Tech, honestly. Some new blood. Maybe even an Ole Miss that went all the way to the championship game despite Lane Kiffin. That would be quite amazing. That'd be great, like that. The Georgia rematch of 2022. That would be kind of cool. So Notre Dame again, but we already saw that play out. We already saw that in theaters. We don't need that part deux. But it could. I don't know. I just don't want it to be bad. But here at the end of the day, who cares? Just win a national championship. Just win. So right now they're focused on IU. And where I like that game, I like it played outside because we're in the North, and that's what you do. But we're going to be in a dome, and it's going to be a really good football game because they got a good defense. They can run the football. They got, NFL caliber wide receivers. Their quarterback has been playing very, very well all season. They're well coached, and they got a good coaching staff. They're a well coached football team, just like Ohio State is. So it's going to be it's good on good. It's good on good next week.
I like it.
Technically this week on Saturday. But.
This week on Saturday, I like it. I mean, Sykes, how concerned are you? Do you think this obviously, I would think, would be the best team Ohio State's playing? Obviously, they played Texas. 100%. They played Michigan. I mean, how much better is Indiana, you think, than a Texas squad?
How much better do I think Indiana is than the Texas squad? I think Indiana would be favored by 6.5 versus Texas, and we're 5.5 now, I believe, for us. So it's going to be a game. It's going to come down to who turns the ball over, who makes that play. Defensively, who can get off the field on third down. That's going to be big. We saw that was huge in this Michigan game. And, man, I think IU beats Texas. I think IU beats Texas 27 to some. I think IU beats Texas, which is crazy. I mean, we haven't even talked about the college football playoff. I mean, that's coming out. When does that come out? As soon as the championship games are over?
I believe
it'll be Sunday. They do the release usually around 12:30, leading into the NFL games, or right before that, I want to say.
Gotcha. Well, the one thing we haven't talked about is the Fighting Fernando Lobos of New Mexico and Coach Eck should be in the conference championship game. They beat 2 of the top 3 teams, and they're not in. And it's UNLV and Boise. And Boise hasn't beaten anybody. And then the Mountain West Conference. You sucked. You messed up on this judgment. It was terrible. It should be New Mexico Lobos in the championship game, 9-3 versus UNLV, but it's not. Terrible.
Slugs, go out and train like Rocky today. Get in the snow and go uphill.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I used to dream about that. But I gotta get some gear. I don't have any gear. I gotta get my bibs. I'm soft these days.
You don't have some Carhartt bibs,
buddy? I do, sir. I have more gear than cars got pills. You know what I'm saying? You know that expression.
Carter's got liver
pills. You know that expression. Yeah. Okay. All right. I have so much. But, Bob, they ain't here. They down somewhere else.
The farm life.
Gotta get them.
Well, go get the gear, get the shovels, and take care of business today. TCB, Schlags.
Yeah, I'm going to let my son take care of business. You're right. But I'm going to do it. I'm doing it right now.
All right.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day. Tag and dominate. Go Bucks. Beat Indiana.
There we go. That was Anthony Schlegel joining us right there. Bob, does he roll back over and go to sleep, or do you think he's up now?
He's awake now. He'll be awake. He's got crap to get done. I love my guy Schlags. I mean, he's the only guy I know that'll set an alarm with the intention to wake up at 6 and then gets a call at 7. And it's not an uncommon occurrence.
Well, I forgot to
It's amazing he survived at Air Force as long as he did.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bob, and this came up yesterday because of my debacle with getting in here yesterday on time, but we had I went back old school morning juice show sheet prep, where it used to be for the longest time, I'd fill in for Beam. He'd send me over the empty shell, which is at the very top. It had the break glass line.
I like your brain.
Yes, had Steph's number on there. And a couple years, I never asked what it was for. I find out later on it was Steph's phone number in case Schlegs doesn't answer. I had to bring it back now for me and put my wife's number on there as the break glass line.
I'm not bothering Heather.
Why would?
No.
You wouldn't call Heather if I'm not here. If it's 5:50 today, you're not calling Heather saying, where the hell's Tito? Is he awake? Is he alive? None of that?
Let you sleep. We'll let her sleep.
Let her sleep, yes. Anyways, thank you to Slegs for always joining us there. Coming up next, we'll hear a little more from Ohio State players from yesterday and get ready for the game. And it looks like Ole Miss may be losing a couple of coaches. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
'Tis the season to be hungry at Roosters. That's why for every $50 spent on Roosters gift cards, you'll receive a $10 Rooster Buck back in your stocking. May your holidays be filled with friends and family, love and laughter, and of course, Roosters Wings. Go to roosterswings.com today or drop by any Roosters location to purchase your $50 holiday gift cards and receive a $10 Rooster Buck in return. Happy holidays from all of us at Roosters. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right. Bobby, it's Tito. It's Big Mo. Thank you to Anthony Schlegel for joining us as he does every single Tuesday. Tomorrow at this here time, it'll be Austin Ward joining us to talk about Ohio State. Bob's already, the number of coaches have been rumored to be following Lane Kiffin out the door and heading to LSU, one of them being Charlie Weiss Jr., the offensive coordinator. Looks like he, if he is not already, will be joining him. And it also looks like Chris Kiffin, who is the analyst linebackers coach, Lane's younger brother, will be following there as well. Not surprising. Bill, go ahead.
No, what's interesting is when Bobby Petrino left Atlanta to go to Arkansas, and he had met with Arthur Blank, who was the owner of the Falcons.
Yep.
And Arthur had told him, he's like, if you don't want to, if this isn't working out, like you came here, it's NFL, it's
different.
not working out for both of us, like, we'll let you out of your deal. Just let me know now. Head to Arkansas, and we'll figure it out.
Right.
And we took a chance on you. We get it. It's fine. And there won't be any buyouts or anything going back and forth. And apparently he told Arthur Blank, no, I'm here. This is where I want to be. I love coaching the Falcons. We've got some work to do to turn it around, but I want to be here.
Right.
Well, he subsequently left like the next week.
Yeah.
So his brother was on the staff.
Mm-hmm.
So he left. He had his assistant put letters in everybody's locker saying that he was gone and thank you for whatever, and this is what it is. And so everybody knew the conversation that he had had with Arthur Blank. I think he even had that with the team. I'm going to be here and with the coaching staff. So he left, like literally in the middle of the night. Plane came and got him, went to Arkansas. Didn't tell anybody, including his brother. So this is as per Keith Brooking. It's like when he came in, he's like, the coaches were in a team meeting. People were pissed because he just flat up lied to everybody.
Yeah.
And one of I forget what his brother positioned, his brother coach, but I forget who it was. He was one of the other coaches, grabbed his brother and threw him into the wall. was like, you son of a bee. Like, you let him do this.
Right.
Didn't, your brother's a crap bag. We're going to walk in here like this. And his brother looked at the coach and goes, listen, do you think if I knew that he was leaving that I would showed up today?
Right, yeah, exactly.
He's like, he didn't even give me a text. And he like looks and says, how do you think that what position am I in? I just can't walk back out of the building once I'm in here.
Right.
Read the letter. Oh, time to leave.
So,
I mean, so at least Lane gave his brother a heads up and said, come on with me.
Okay, but
I
Bob,
heard he gave people an ultimatum.
He did.
Which is, I've heard this about Nick Saban. When Saban went from Michigan State to LSU, said, plane's leaving, you guys all have a job. I can't tell you what it will be and how it's going to look, but I'll make sure you guys all have a job if you go. You're all welcome. And not all coaches even do that. But he's like, if you're not on the tarmac, you're not coming. I guess nobody showed up. That's what it was like to coach for Nick Saban.
Right.
So this is not unprecedented, but he's like, either you're coming with me now or you're not coming at all.
Did you guys see the video of, and the airport there is not big, obviously. No. People gathered at the airport right where the private plane was, and every coach, including Kiffin, obviously, got heckled and booed as they got on that plane.
Yeah. That was to be expected. They knew that was
absolutely.
Well, then here's the thing, though, Bob.
What is the thing?
And I am not advocating for dishonesty and lying. But coaches in this situation, like the thing with, Petrino, maybe a different level, but just like you can't always be 100% honest.
What do you mean?
Okay. If Kiffin's undecided, if he tells his players, I don't know what I'm going to do, if he knows what he's going to do, he can't come out and say, I know what I'm going to do. He can't come out and do it like that. Like he has to almost be dishonest a little bit because...
Say, I'm not addressing it.
Okay. But like with...
Your non-comment is a comment at that point. But
right.
You don't have to lie about it. You put yourself in that position. The reason you're there is because the players played well enough for you. They bought into what you were doing. And granted, he's a coach. He brought in the players, procured the talent, put him in that situation. But as a man, when you've asked somebody to invest in you and believe in you, and it's been a symbiotic relationship, like they benefit off of his success as well. But when I ask you straight up, or talk, like, and I know Brian Kelly, there's guys at Cincinnati, and they talk to him like this, like, hey, what's the deal?
Right.
Are you leaving or are you staying? And sometimes, well, I'm going to be here. And they know they're going to leave. I'm like, you're flat. It's a bald-faced lie. Don't say that. Just say, hey, there's things that we're trying to work out. I've loved my time here, but my future is uncertain.
Do you think that his ego was so large that he was convinced there's no way they won't let me coach?
I think he really wanted. I think
season.
He really wanted to coach, and I do think that he was torn emotionally about it because they've done a lot for him. I think he realizes that LSU is a much easier path to win. So Brian Kelly couldn't get it done, but he'll be able to have better talent and have a better chance to win there. Win it all. Win a national championship. So I do think that there's that piece of it. But I think two things can be true. Like, he wanted to go to LSU because he thought it was a better job, but he didn't want to leave Ole Miss because of everything they've done for him and what he's built there. Like, both of those things can be true, and that's why I think he was probably torn in this. And ironically, reportedly, Ole Miss had offered him $1 million more a year.
Yeah, that's what I heard also, yeah.
I just think that he really thought that, well, they won't ask me to go ahead and not coach through the playoff.
Right.
Like, I think he really thought, okay, we'll work this out. We'll figure it out. I'll let them know that I'm going to take this job, but they'll have me coach through the playoff. And I think Ole Miss just kind of shut the door on that right away, and it shocked him. I think it really genuinely shocked him.
Well, and the AD's point, and Lane had said this because I don't know if the AD spoke on this yet. He, outside of making the move of what they're doing with Golding and keeping him on and head coach and all that, is like national media, like people are like, why wouldn't that work? Why looking in the outside? Well, he's building his staff, he's recruiting, he's doing signing day for there. I mean, Ole Miss needs their head coach. You can't have a guy on staff who's the assistant, who's going to be the head coach. Like, the dynamics get really weird and wonky with it. But plus, you're telling me that they're going to have a home game and he's going to come walking out of there? Like, that'll be a disaster.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the AD goes, I've got to live here.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it. Like, you had to make a decision. Would it be best for the players and everything? Maybe. But it would be who's traveling to those games if you win? What is that reception like in Oxford for that home game? And there's a lot of issues that you'd have to overcome that I don't know if you could.
Bob, if they make the SEC championship game, if they had made it, does this announcement wait for a week?
It's a great question because I don't know. I was waiting and watching. I think they were watching that Auburn game waiting to see.
That's what it was, yeah.
Is they're probably thinking if Auburn wins, this is going to be a real crap show.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been even a bigger mess because then you're talking about playing for an SEC conference championship, which I don't think they've won since Arch was there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's been a long time since back in the 60s when they did it. Yeah,
I think Arch. I think that was the only time
or something like that. Yeah, 63. So, but like on the other side, like Saban did the same thing. No, Saban didn't say it. Saban did the thing though. Was it we used Miami and said I'm not going to coach Alabama, and then within the next day or two he was
That's
at
the
Alabama.
Thing. When you can't say that,
right,
and then go do it. Like, and I like Nick, and he's a hell of a football coach.
Sure.
But like saying that overtly, I'm not going to be the head coach at Alabama, and then you go be the head coach at Alabama.
Right. Yeah.
Say I'm not worried about that right now. Even if you know you're going, like, I'm not going to address that. I'm worried about coaching this team. Like, that's not pertinent information. Like, Lane, it's a great question. I'm glad I know you had to ask it.
Right,
like,
yeah.
He's always just patronizing the questions that come through. And it's like, you do, but I'm not going to answer it. And I get it.
I thought Lane handled it well that way. You're right. Where he never said, I am not talking to other schools. You're right. He did the non-denial denial or the non-admission admission, I guess you would say, by the way he did it. And
the only one that I've ever seen anyone play it really well, and I'm not a huge fan of this guy as a coach, but when Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma and they asked him and he goes, I'm not going to LSU. And he wasn't going to LSU. He was going to USC.
Right.
So, in my marketing class, I was in grad school, we called them ATRQs. You got to ask the right question.
Right.
All right. They asked if he was going to LSU. I am not going to LSU.
Right.
Everyone's like, okay, good. Sigh of relief. Nope, going to USC.
Going to USC instead, yeah. All right, Bob, let's play a little game here.
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what time it is. It's an appetizer Tuesday, a Threes Day. Featured appetizers, $3 all day long. Mac and cheese bites. It's the favorite of Schleg's, the favorite of Jeremy Birmingham. Put a little hot sauce on there. They're delicious. It's the mac and cheese you can eat with your hands. Now we're going to give away a $50 Roosters gift card that you might get before Memorial Day.
2026, hopefully.
Hopefully sooner though. We're working on our shipping and handling.
Expediting it, yes.
Our shipping and handling.
Very least Arbor Day.
Yes, Arbor Day, yes.
If you can answer this question right. We talked to our guy Schleg's prior to this. Where is all his snow equipment? Does he have it? And if he does, where is it? 614-821-1460 is the number. Get the answer. Get the $50 Roosters gift card.
All right, we'll do that next. Call in 614-821-1460 with that answer to that question. That's what he said. Where does Schleg's keep his snow stuff, if he even has it? We'll do that next with Tell Us What's Got Us Juice, Morning Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive, because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps. I'm dead sexy. You're locked into Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, Big Mo with you. I'll stay with the program. Weston's just catching up, Bob. Weston Hawk 2674 and corrected me. He's just now listening to Today in History, but Rick Savage was not a drummer. He's a guitarist. Bassist, guitarist, we know?
I thought he was the lead guitarist.
Lead guitarist. Phil Cullen's in the band, right? Phil Cullen
Phil Collins is in Genesis.
He's in Genesis. No, Phil Cullen, I think, is this one, the blonde-haired dude. And then Stevie Clark is the one who passed away from a drug overdose. Again, maybe I'm the one with onset CET. I apologize for getting that one wrong. Anyway, yes, so I got that one correct. People throw in the chat, though, Rick Rodriguez did the same thing to West Virginia. He left and went to Michigan. Someone said Thad modded it to Xavier, went to Ohio State. I don't remember that. Did Thad do that? Did he say, I'm not going anywhere? I'm not going to? I don't remember any of that.
I don't remember that. But
anyway, by the way, Phil says, we'll talk about it. We'll do it. Anyway, let's tell people what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, here we are on a Tuesday. That means we hear from Schlegs first.
The other day, I'm at the old Rural King, going in there picking some chainsaw blades that I had sharpened. Random cart sitting right there, so I parked right by it. And what do? I roll that son of a buck in there. Do I need a cart? No, but it's the right thing to do.
Schlegs always with the knowledge for us there, the advice, the life advice. Let's go to you, Big Mo. What's got you juiced today?
Well, since I wasn't here yesterday for the recap of the game on Saturday, I'm still juiced about that. And especially after a couple days, seeing the Michigan fandom just come to certain realizations now. I don't know if you watched Rich Eisen yesterday, and he's obviously a very, very big Michigan man, graduated from Michigan. He literally gave Ryan Day an apology. And he apologized for the fact that he went overboard a year ago about Ohio State fans getting upset about what Michigan did at the middle of the field, because he said that Michigan looked so foolish trying to guard that M, and it was just silly. And then I saw this tweet yesterday from a Michigan fan. I am CJ Hacker is the handle. Not one sack at all, 68 yards passing, 233 yards in the air on us. Didn't get just one freaking TD. Why are we so damn bad? Why are we light years behind OSU? Don't say because we're young. We won the last 4 years due to cheating. Don't say it's wrong because we had to pay $30 million because Moore deleted all the texted messages from Connor. Jim cheated, left the mess, and don't care. We talk about integrity at Michigan. What do you think is going to happen next year in their house? Here we go again. They will probably win 10 in a row. I am juiced that the Michigan fandom is coming to terms with the realities. Now, it doesn't take away from the fact they did beat us 4 years in a row. But there were some integrity issues, definitely, in those 4 years, and also integrity issues in just, I've heard forever from Michigan fans, well, Michigan men are held to a higher standard.
That's the thing. When you try to grab the moral high ground and then you do that, and like the allegations of the cheating. And Rich Eisen's a good guy. And
he is.
He enjoys the rivalry going back and forth and different things. And I think he looks back at this. That's why I told guys, do not do the flag plant this year. Like, you don't need to sink down there.
Yeah. And it was much more meaningful to see them go straight over with the fans and sit on the wall. And they were just watching Michigan stand in the middle of the field. And the fact that Coach Day owned Sharon Moore on his own field.
Yeah.
And not just in the game, but said, hey, you need to get your guys off the field. I am juiced about all of this just coming back around now. And I love the fact that Ryan Day has, that switch flipped after that Michigan game last year, and it has not stopped shining. And I absolutely love it.
It's been great. Hey, did you open the phone lines? I think a couple of people do know how to do it.
Yeah, apparently maybe I didn't.
Okay.
So
we're
that's my
reopen
bad.
them. I'm going to tell them we're going to open them up. So open them up now. We'll get some calls coming through here, and that'll be good. What's got me juiced today? Snow day for the kids. It's been good. My family was sick at the house this week on Sunday. A couple of them got better yesterday. I think everybody's trending in the right direction. They were really, really jonesing for a snow day, and they got it. And I was sitting there. I walked over at about 4:45 to wake up my oldest son to get him ready for swimming, and my phone started ringing. I looked down. I was like, you know what?
This is it.
This is it. Here we go. Upper Arlington superintendent, and no school today. I said, all right, that's good. Go back to sleep. He gave me a little fist pump. Yes, because they don't have swim practice in the morning when they don't have school. So I know he was excited about that and be able to get that going. We got up some more of our Christmas decorations yesterday. Courtney put the lights on the tree, put some of the ornaments on the tree. So I'm guessing they're going to be able to finish that up today. Now they don't have school. I did just send my wife a text saying the kids need to shovel the driveway. The rest of it, I shoveled the front, probably third of it, and the front walk. It was still snowing a little bit, but not much when I left. But they're going to get that done before we do it, because they want to run around and make money and shovel other people's driveways. Or you can shovel ours first, especially before your mom pulls out and get some space. I've got 4 kids. They're all strong, able, and maybe willing to do it. But we're going to help encourage them and get that done in a big way today. All that has me juiced. And trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Do I go to Indy? Do I not? Trying to balance all of that out to see the game. We've got a lot of sports stuff for the kids this weekend, and trying to balance that. So it's got me juiced of trying to make the decision on what to do, whether I help coach some of my son's games or head on over to Indianapolis.
I am juiced about being at Indy on Saturday. I'm very juiced about going over there for that.
It's a great place. It's a great time. They do a great job. It's one of the great host cities and stadiums you will find. And so it'll be a fun time for all of the Buckeyes out there. And then juiced up for Mike Vrabel. I think they're, 11-2 now?
Yeah, it's 10-2, 11-2, 11-2.
11-2,
I think.
11-2.
First team to 11 wins in the NFL.
Yeah, and coming after taking over what he did, great job out of him. And the players will be back at practice today, and I'm excited to watch that. So that's got me juiced in a big way. What's got you juiced?
Emily wants to know if you're a real tree guy. Christmas. You do real tree?
We do real tree, fake tree, both.
Okay, yeah.
A fake one in the front. My mom always did, and then we always put a real tree in the living room, and my wife does the same thing. So we've got our show tree that you can kind of see in our front window.
Right.
Kind of almost accents the outside decorations. And then on the inside, we have, or like back in our family room, we have a real tree. So, yeah, we went and cut that down at Sam's on Friday, and then I recut the bottom, trimmed it up, and put it in on Sunday. And everybody was sick, so then they started decorating yesterday.
Yeah, we're doing a real tree this year for the first time in a while. We used to do the fake tree. We're going to do a real. We used to do real ones earlier, and then the last, 7-8 years, we went with fake ones. But Heather went out and picked out a real one this year and brought it home, and they started decorating it. So you think it's funny, don't you, Bob?
I think it's ridiculous.
I had stuff to do, Bob. I had to work. She'll have to shovel today because I have to work. It's not.
You could have got up and shoveled before work.
Yeah, right. That's way too early. Schlegs. Look at the fact I slept in later than Schlegs already. I feel like I got to win today. Yeah, Patriots 11-2, number one seed right now in the AFC. If the playoffs started today, you would not have the Chiefs, you would not have the Steelers in the playoffs, you would not have the Lions in the playoffs. But lots of football left to be played. Lions and Cowboys have a big one coming up this Thursday. Will be a big Thursday night game for both those teams. As the Lions are 7-5 and Dallas 6-5-1. So be on standby. Because who knows if Bodie will be on Friday. I don't know if Bodie's supposed to be on Friday or not. But anyway, be on standby anyway, Big Mo, because it's a Thursday night Dallas Cowboys game. So what's got me juiced? I listened to this. I heard this yesterday, and it's about Caden Curry talking about playing 20 minutes from home at Lucas Oil Stadium. He's played high school ball out there, so he got a chance to play there a few times. Here is Caden Curry talking about playing so close to home in the Big Ten Championship.
I'm definitely going to need a lot of tickets first off. But just being able to grow up like 20 minutes away from Lucas Oil Stadium is definitely very cool. And been to a lot of Colts games. Obviously, I got the honor to play 3 state championships there. So I definitely know what it's like to be in that environment. Now, I won't know what it's like playing in front of all those fans. So it'll definitely be kind of exciting and exhilarating to play there.
Rank these for me, Bob, in order of importance. Beating Michigan, winning the Big Ten championship, playing for the national championship.
You're playing for one. So the other two you get to win, and one
when you're playing for. What's most important out of those? How would you rank the three of them?
They've always been sequential. So I don't know that last year was the first year you could do the last without doing the first two.
Right.
I never got a chance to play for a Big Ten championship, so I don't know what that's like. We didn't have that back then. Michigan was kind of the de facto Big Ten championship game. Usually who won that?
Yeah.
One of the teams was playing for it, if not both. So, I guess that was part of it. I don't know. They're just different.
I just feel like after what happened last year, and I'm not saying it should be less important to the players or the coaching staff, but it just feels to me like the least important of those right now for me, like the one that it probably juices me the least is winning the Big Ten championship. Like it seems like it's somewhere lost in there because of what Ohio State was able to do last year. I know beating Michigan's great, especially after the 4-year thing, and for Day getting that off his back and all those. I won before, but the 4-year run here had not been great for Ohio State and Ryan Day. So I think that's very important. But the Big Ten championship gave me. I'm not that like.
I think it has lost some luster, but I think playing Indiana, who's the number 2 team in the country, makes it a little different.
It will be the premier game that whole day. It's perfect that it ends the day basically.
Yeah.
So but I get it. Even when Ohio State was, going there relatively regularly, it was always about being the national champion.
Right.
It seemed like.
And they're always playing some crappy Big Ten West team. Usually, you know what I mean? It was like it wasn't like it was a 1-2 game like we're talking about.
That's my point is now. This is a huge game. It's a premier game. It's another top 5 game that Ryan Day allegedly couldn't win for a long time. So he gets that. They get an Indy where they've had a lot of success. Obviously, the 2013 game didn't go as planned, but since then, they're undefeated in Indy. They haven't lost since then.
Does Ryan Day get his team pumped up as, look, we're going to be underdogs there? They are the home team.
Yeah.
Does he use that? Not that they need to, but
it'll be as close as it's been, but I'm guessing it'll still be 60-40 Ohio State.
I would think so, yeah. I mean, Ohio State, not that Indiana doesn't travel well, but I think Ohio State obviously is the team.
What do you mean, not that Indiana doesn't travel well? Like, when have you ever seen Indiana traveling?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said. I said they don't travel
They can't
well,
even fill up their own stadium.
Right.
It's always when Ohio State goes there to play.
They have this year.
They have this
Last year
but
at the end, like halfway through, and this year. I mean, people are on board. They love to be part of winners. So there will be some people that'll be going, and it'll be, I mean, it's easier for them. You know, a lot of Indiana alum probably live in Indianapolis. It's you said, a de facto home game, but I still feel like Ohio State fans always travel well and really show out.
I saw this thing that Miami AD was asking about for the Hurricanes, saying they should rethink the way they do the tiebreakers. There was a 5-way tie for second place there in the ACC.
Oh, it's a mess, Duke. Well, that's what in the American they have their highest ranked team,
right? Yeah,
but of course the CFP is how they get in.
Sure.
Now, it's interesting. I was having a conversation with one of the ACC reporters, the Clemson alum, radio guy, and Clemson alum, and he's like, I go, would you be in favor of that? He goes, well, I would, unless Miami was sitting there at 9 or 10 right now, and then a loss would knock them out. So the thing is, Miami probably needs to play in to get in, but if they were already in, then a loss knocks you out. So then that's a whole nother problem that you have. So that's the thing. Like, if you're going to play these games, I mean, they've got to matter, and the consequences are part of it.
If I'm not mistaken, in that 5-way tie for second, Duke ended up emerging.
Yes.
But I don't think Duke beat any of the other 4 teams they were tied with this year.
Yeah, because they had all the thinking tiebreakers and strength of schedule and strength of record and opponent's win percentage and all that crap that they get down to. I mean, that's the problem. When you have those massive ties, not everybody played everybody, and Duke didn't beat any of them, but the other ones beat up each other. I don't know how all that works.
I don't know how, like, in 73, when Ohio State and Michigan both entered the game undefeated, and they tied, and Michigan had lost a quarterback to a serious shoulder injury in that game, and then they did the conference vote. That always pissed off Schembechler that Ohio State was voted in. And they always contended that Michigan State was the one who voted against Michigan, the one swing vote there. They won by one vote, Ohio State did. But I'd almost rather see that in the ACC than the way they're doing this now. I'm not saying you can do it because under the pot. I'm not, but like, it's like let's let the conference side, because who's the team that gives us the best chance at winning in the playoff, and that's not Duke and it's not Virginia. I think.
It was unique because wasn't that the 10-10 tie year?
Yeah, the 10-10 tie.
So they actually tie. I mean, head-to-head is there, but they actually tied. Right. So that's the one time where that doesn't apply anymore. But I don't know, voting, I mean, was it the best way? Maybe. I don't know.
You get a vote, and you'd have Dabo sitting in the corner going, it's us. It's us. We're the best team.
Well, the thing is, too, with that, is there was a rule in the Big Ten where you couldn't go consecutive years for a while. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
And back then also, only one team went to a bowl game for a long time, too.
The bowl games used to matter.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thanks all Juice for tuning in. Please be careful out there today. Bobby, thank you. Big Mo, thank you to Slegs. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We'll have Austin Ward on to discuss more about Ohio State football. It's been a great day, folks. Morning Juice.